Okay, there's two issues concerning the hospital district that are true. The hospitals have uncompensated expenditures, people that do not pay their bills, or people that really cannot pay their bills. And the other thing that is very true is that the hospitals are making a lot of profit. So how do you resolve this? When most businesses, when they lose money in one category, they simply make it up by increasing the cost. That's why when you go to the hospital, you come out with a $2,000 bill. You're paying for people that cannot afford to pay the bill. So this is what is happening. So when we pass additional tax on the people, what the hospitals are doing is simply paying themselves for uncompensated expenditures, and they're making higher profits. It is that simple. Is that 80% of the population of Hidalgo County lives on a fixed income, and what we're doing is proposing that we increase taxes on the very poor portion of our population. So I'm against that, because it will mean that people will not be able to keep their property. Everyone is either a property owner, a renter, or they're in business. One of the factors we have not talked about a lot is the impact of this tax on the business community. And once it is approved, then we have no more ability to impact it. It will just increase it as needed. And as you know, we have a lot of poor people that would need the service, but it would also take away the property of people that are in the process of buying it or that are renting.
Wow. So as a whole, would you say that any part of our medical school or medical district will improve the valley here in the area?
The medical school is very important to the valley, but it has nothing to do with the hospital district. The medical school is a separate item. It is now being constructed on the UTPA campus, and funding has been allocated for it. The two are not tied. The medical school is not tied to the hospital district. The funding for the hospital district is simply to reimburse the hospitals for uncompensated funds so that they can make a higher profit.
Wow, I think that's one of the big misconceptions, and one of the big heart issues for people is they want their kids to have, of course, a good education and have a chance to have a medical school. And most people, from what I've heard, when they talk about this issue, they always mention, well, we need the school, but that has nothing to really do with the medical district.
They're totally separate items. And for example, if the hospital district were not to get approved by the voters, the medical school would continue on because it is a separate issue.
Nice. Well, Mr. Richard, thank you so much for talking with us. Anything else you'd like to say that the public should know about Proposition 1?
About Proposition 1, I think you should consider your position in reference to being able to pay more taxes, and that's where we are right now. We're in a financial slump. The interest is going to increase, as I understand. So the poor people are the ones that are really going to get hit. What you're saying is, we're going to give you better health care, but we're going to take away your house.
And wow. What we were talking about is the hospital district. Even in their own ad, this is the hospital paying for this ad. And it's a wonderful ad. And it talks about that the hospital district, by law, must focus its resources on providing medical treatment to the neediest citizens in our community that makes less than $205 per month. And then they talked about that the third item on that was that the taxpayers here, the voters, had something that they could fight with. They have the current law protects the voters of Hidalgo County from runaway taxes. The Texas rollback election. It only takes 10% of 320,000 to try to get them to do a rollback election. It only takes 50 registered voters to put something on our ballot. And we know today with the people that came and testified, I believe that Interfaith last week was here, and the priest was very upset about everything. And then all of a sudden, they all came today to speak how wonderful it is and how much they're going to get. So what kind of deals were made behind closed doors? With something, and like I say, how can you put another tax on the people here in Hidalgo County? We're one of the largest, we are one, if not the poorest county, and we cannot afford another tax on us. Mm-hmm. And when you do not pay this tax for this indigent health care, you will lose your home. I'm getting phone calls from people that are crying on the phone saying we can't take it. We're going to lose our home. So what is more valuable? Someone's home that can lose it, or a small group of people that will get something from this tax?
Are you for or against Proposition 1?
I am definitely against, because this is tax that was made on our backs. They didn't ask us, and this is like terrorism for the taxpayers. Because if we're gonna foot a bill, this is for a public business. This is money not for investment, as Chuy Hinojosa is saying. See, and the way they are doing it and increasing the taxes, we are not gonna get any private businesses here. And what they want to do is just hire everybody in the government and increase salaries and everything. We cannot foot the bill for that. So they have to stop thinking about the taxpayers and be more private-oriented enterprises. Bring them to the value add. We cannot tax ourselves to prosperity. This is a Winston Churchill phrase. So I'm paraphrasing him. So the way they do it is increase the taxes, so get the money, and poor taxpayers. What are we gonna do? So what I'm against also is the way they are using the money. This is the illegal money that they are getting from rich people against the taxpayers, who are going to foot the bill for the propaganda ISIL style to bring people to their band as ISIL is doing. So they are terrorists for me. Taxpayer bullies. That's what they are.